Hi guys, Ann Widdecombe lives on another planet. Now I know that won't come as news to most people, but her response to new polling where Labour is taking a lead over the Tories among women voters has everything to do with the cost of living crisis and little to do with what the former Tory minister here is pushing. Anne believes that what women really want is tax benefits so they can stay at home and raise a family. She then suggests that if either party got behind this idea, it would boost their chances at the next general election. Have a listen to this.
Labour has opened up a huge lead over the Tories among women voters, according to a new report today, many of whom are turning to Keir Starmer's party because they feel financially insecure after 13 years of Conservative rule. In a poll by YouGov, Labour now has a 28-point lead over the Tories among women, compared with a 21-point advantage among men, which is still pretty sizable. To discuss this, I'm joined by former Cabinet Minister Ann Widdecombe. Ann, thanks for joining us. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Do you believe that Labour is the party for women, given that Keir isn't even sure what a woman is?
No, I certainly don't believe they're the party for women. I think it's an absolute nonsense. You have to point to why it would be that Labour should be the party for women. You have to give some policies. You have to give...
No, you don't actually. Because if we look at the main issues, and I'll leave a link in the description to this, if you look at the main issues that are important to people at the moment, be them men or women, it doesn't make any difference. The top one is the economy. The second one in red here is health. Then we have immigration in grey and the environment in green. Now it's interesting because the environment is heading in the direction, it may actually overtake immigration as an issue. And I hope that's the case. Anyway, but the two main issues are the economy and health, right? Now, the Labour Party don't actually have to present any policies because of the way the political system is made up in Britain. In England in particular, you have a two-party system. You have the Conservative Party or you have the Labour Party. So when the Conservatives are on the way down, the Labour Party are on the way up. The Labour Party don't actually have to present anything. By default, people who used to vote Conservative will switch to the Labour Party if they're upset with the way the government is running the country. The vast majority of people don't really vote on policy. They vote, okay, am I happy with the current state of the economy or the current state that the country is in? Yes, I'll vote for the incumbent. No, I'll vote for the opposite. And Labour are doing well because they know that the Conservatives are trashing everything and they just have to sit back and allow people to cross over onto their side.
Some examples. I mean, the fact is the Tories have had 3 women prime ministers. Labour talk.
I never understood this as an argument. I actually find it quite sexist as an argument. The idea that, well, if you have a woman in charge, then she's actually going to do things for women. What did Margaret Thatcher do for women? What did Theresa May do for women? What did Liz Truss do for women, even though she was only there for like 10 minutes? Like, the last example, of course, she trashed the economy. How did that help women? What did Theresa May do for women? I know she's a bit of a campaigner now that she's no longer Prime Minister. And Margaret Thatcher? Well, poor women, along with poor men, suffer deeply under her cuts to public services. So, and the trashing of manufacturing and other industries. So, I don't know how, I'd love to hear how these 3 women helped women. But wouldn't it make more sense to have somebody who's in charge of the government who actually wants to help everyone, both men and women? Somebody who will actually achieve this. And it doesn't matter what their gender is. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. It doesn't matter, if it's a man or a woman. You want somebody who's competent, who actually understands what people are going through.
How they're the party for women, but they're not actually. But what I do think is this, and this is not often examined as I would wish it to be. Neither party is the party for the woman who actually wants to be a full-time mother, who wants to stay at home and bring up her children. And both parties have over the years, and Cameron and Osborne, got the impression that they wouldn't be happy until every woman in the country was out to work. And over the years, tax policies and all the rest of it have discriminated against that particular family where you've got 2 adults and some children living on 1 income. And they are discriminated against. And I actually think there would be a big plus for the first party to say, actually, we need to look at this, and we don't only need to look at it, we need to do something about it, because there is actually nothing more important than bringing up tomorrow's citizens.
This is absurd. From Ann Widdecombe. Nothing more important than bringing up tomorrow's citizens. This is somebody who supports cuts to education. This is somebody who supports cuts to the NHS. But on the main point here of raising a family and allowing a woman to stay at home, I believe there should be a choice. I believe that women should be allowed to stay at home if they wish, or to go out and work if they wish. But under the current economic situation, it's impossible for most people. Like, this is somebody who supports cuts to benefits, who's against free school meals. Now, the Tories, I don't know whether she still supports this, but the Tories will say, well, we support free childcare and more hours of free childcare. But there's a bit of a problem there. There isn't the staff. The kindergarten schools, or the places where children would eventually stay, they don't have the staff available. Why? Well, in part down to Brexit, something that Ann Widdecombe continues to cheer on. So you want women in particular to stay at home and raise children, but you don't support policies that would actually help achieve that. Now, is Ann Widdecombe stupid, or is she pretending to be stupid? This is my question when it comes to issues like this. Are these people really stupid, or are they just pretending to be? Because if you wanted women to stay at home and raise a family, if you wanted, in this case, in her example, the man to be the breadwinner, the one to go out and work, well, you have to have policies that would support that. And it's not just tax cuts. Tax cuts aren't going to achieve that. You need a robust social safety net. Because what happens if the man loses his job and the woman is staying at home already and she hasn't a career, or she hasn't a means of income? Then what happens? You'll be the first people to say, well, these people are lazy and benefit scroungers and stuff like this. I really don't understand this way of thinking. You want women to stay at home and raise families, but you don't want to provide them with the means to achieve that. Is it just, well, we actually want just rich people to do it instead and pretend that we're actually achieving something? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.